here, I've just completed the exercises for learn Java methods, and now I want to do the review session. So I think it was very eye-opening because I get to learn not only the syntax, I got to learn the concepts. So let's get to it. Methods are a powerful way to abstract tasks and make them repeatable. They allow us to define behavior for classes so that the objects we create can do things we expect them to. So the thing about methods is, if you think about a task that you need to do to get done, like let's say what task would you want? Okay, yeah, like a good example would be this. So I have several tasks over here, so this, you can consider them as tasks. So for every user that comes on to CodeCademy, they go through all this if they're looking to learn Java. So this can essentially be a method because it's repeatable. It's something that you can repeat. It's a task that you can repeat. So that's my layman's definition of Java methods. Okay, let's review everything we have learned about methods so far. So defining a method declarations will declare method's return type, name, and parameters. So methods can either return void or return a value. So if you want to return a null value, you just say whatever public then void. As you can see here, public then void, check balance. So this means that this method will not return anything. But if we have public int withdraw, that means to return something. Okay, calling a methods are invoked with a dot and this braces. So I think it's brackets or braces. I think braces are this, yeah, and brackets are this ones, yeah. So yeah, when you want to call a method, you either use the dot operator or this bracket. Parameters inputs to the method are inputs to the method, and their types are declared in parentheses in the method signature. Okay, yeah, it's called parentheses, not really brackets. So this, you see, this is the parameter, and also this is a parameter. So this accepts a parameter, and when you have a parameter, that means later on you'll be required to give arguments, and the arguments must match literally how the parameters are aligned. Okay, changing instance fields. Methods can be used to change the value of an instance field. So right now you see here we have balance, yeah, we have the input balance, but here balance also changes. So we have balance, which is balance plus amount of deposit. So yeah, changing instance fields can happen. Methods can be used to change the value of an instance field, because whenever you deposit something in the bank, your balance must be updated. So this is why that state must reflect. Scope. Variables only exist within the domain that they are created in. So if you create a variable here, and let's say it wasn't balanced, it was another thing, you cannot access it. You can only access a balance because it can be accessed anywhere here within the class. But if it wasn't here, then it was new to this method only, then it cannot be accessed globally. Okay, return. The type of variables that will be output are declared in the method declaration. So here we have return. So the output will be amount to withdraw. Cool. As we move through Java material, it will be helpful to frame the tasks you create in terms of methods. This will help you think about what inputs you might need and what output you expect. Okay, let's start with the instructions. We have a savings account class for you to experiment with in the code editor. Feel free to modify it and try out what you've learned. So as usual, the thing you want to do is to run, see whether there are any errors. So here it tells you main method not found in class savings account. Okay, so Java can only run, is only executable from the main method. So wherever the main method is being found, here as you can see there is no main method, so you have to go to main Java and run it. Yeah, so you get everything. Okay, so here for me to just have a walkthrough of the code. So you have a main method that's creating a new object, which is the savings account, represented by the savings account.java, and it's going to take new savings account 2000. So at your initial balance will be 2000, because this is what you've set. This is the argument that you have. So as you can see, if we start with the savings account, you see it takes in a parameter which is initial balance. That's why we have this as the initial balance when you're creating the object. Okay, and then we run the method. We like here we've already been told that calling a method, we call the method here, which is check balance. We have withdraw. This is basically all the methods that were here on savings account: check balance, deposit, withdraw. So all these methods need to be called for them to be executed, and that's why you can see whatever output is here. So when you, like, if we were to just have only the balance one, we can just do a multi comment, and yeah, let's see. All these other methods will not be called. Yeah, so run. As you can see, yeah, that's your initial balance. So I think the best thing is to run through like one by one of the methods. So then I check my balance. So I put my initial balance was 2000 based on this initial balance parameter. Then the balance was updated. Yeah. Then the next thing is we call the savings dot withdraw. So if I was just to move this down here, so we want to withdraw some money. What does the withdraw method do? So withdraw takes in the balance and subtracts it to the amount to withdraw. So you have to have an amount to withdraw. So balance minus amount to withdraw. Here we want to withdraw 300. So if you want to withdraw 300, then you'll be left with $1,700 if that's what we are going with. So if I was to run here, you'll see you just withdrew 300 and 1,700 now is saved. Yeah, cool. Okay, next thing is we want to check the balance now. So want to skip that and then check balance. So our balance should be 1,700. Your balance is 1,700. This is just like normally if you go to the bank, you want to withdraw and then you want to check your balance, what's the remainder. So that's why. So what we want to know is, now we've known that for withdraw we have to minus, and then the balance needs the balance the balance variable needs to be updated. So you just withdrew whatever, as you can see here. This is the output, and then the next thing is check balance. So hello output, your balance is whatever is remaining, because the balance was updated from the withdraw. And also you'll see when you deposit, your balance will also automatically get updated. So the next thing is we want to deposit an amount. So that means the deposit here takes in a parameter, so amount to deposit. So you have to say how much you want to deposit. So that means here there will be a value. Okay, and then we want to check the balance. So let's move down here. So we have deposited 600. So that means if we deposit 600, previously we had 2000, then we withdrew 300, we remained with 1,700, then we added 600. That means we will have 2300. Yes, so 2300 is saved. Cool. The next thing is we want to still deposit another one, so that means we will have 2900. So all the time the balance is getting updated from our methods. So if I was just to clear all this now, because we are depositing another 600, from the 2300 we'll have 2900. So run. Yes, 2900. So this is just us understanding the code and what we've been doing all through. Thank you for listening in. See you on the next one. It's your girl Mukeli.